co-host Katie.
Hello.
Today we are chatting about all of the dark and creepy YA young adult books coming out in March 2024. We don't have our hands on any yet. They're not out yet, and the publishers haven't sent us any copies, so we haven't read them yet, and we want to. We're going to chat about our favorite ones that we think are cool that are coming out. We are going to throw some QR codes on the screen. These are affiliate links, such as to my beautiful squishable mini haunted plague doctor that I love very much. He's so cute. If you are watching this on a TV, you can scan the QR code with your phone. If you're watching on your phone, you can take a screenshot of it and then go to your photos, click on the screenshot, and it'll open up our affiliate link, etc. So we're chatting about dark YA books coming out in March 2024, and Katie's going to start us off with her first pick.
I am. And if any of these books sound interesting to you, make sure to check out our show notes if you are watching later and not going on the live stream. And there are some affiliate links. We do get a small commission from them, and it keeps the podcast going. So my first book of today is apparently part The Hazelwood and part Stranger Things. It is called Book, Beast, and Crow. This is by Elizabeth Byrne, and it comes out March 12th. I feel like I've seen this book floating around quite often on Book Talk. This is published by Quill Tree Books. I haven't seen them publish anything in a while that's, I guess, darker. This is about Anna Kellogg. She has always felt different. Growing up in Hartwood, New Jersey, where frequent disappearances are attributed to an urban legend like beast that dwells in the walled-in swamp at the center of town, can have that effect on people. But for Anna, it's more than that. She feels more different than just all of those things, which seems like a lot. Since she was a child, she's been plagued by episodes where she sees things that others can't see. So feeling different is one thing, but actually being different, totally different. If it weren't for her best friend Olivia, Anna's not really sure where she'd fit in. But any hopes of having a normal senior year come to a halt when Olivia is attacked in the woods, bitten, and left for dead by a whirling cyclone of claws, fur, and teeth. I know, a cyclone. That's
I'm
a
creeped
lot.
out right now.
Though Olivia survives, a sinister entity makes it clear that the mark had been set on Anna, and the mist has set in motion a catastrophic shift that will change Anna and her friends' lives forever. So this is called Book, Beast, and Crow. I'm wondering if this is going to be kind of like a werewolf story. I don't know. I'm excited. This is by Elizabeth Byrne.
I kind of am hoping they make it into a Netflix special or something. I don't know. I haven't even read it. It sounds pretty cool. So let's check. My first book today is Clever Creatures of the Night. Let me pop it up on the screen so that you can scan the QR code if you care to.
Ooh.
It is by Samantha Mabry. Comes out March 5. It's a gripping literary horror. Her case's best friend, Drea, goes missing, forcing her into a bizarre, cult-like, and possibly murderous world. Something bad happened here. When Case arrives at a rundown, ivy-covered house tucked deep in the West Texas woods, an ashy haze lingers in the air, and the sky is tissue paper pink. Her best friend, Drea, has been living here with a few classmates that Case has never met, and Drea asked her to visit in a letter dated 2 weeks ago. But now Drea is nowhere to be found, and Drea's roommates can't or won't answer questions, leaving Case to search alone. She finds bits of Drea's journal hidden in the tiles of the bathroom wall, in a beat-up cooler by the muddy river, and wedged into the frame of her closet door. As Case pieces together Drea's life in this strange house, the roommate's behavior puts her increasingly on edge, and she's not the only one. The animals nearby are lashing out, attacking each other and threatening the humans. Something bad happened in this house, something that must be connected to Drea's disappearance. And if she gets too close to the truth, Case might just be next. This sounds really good. It's Clever Creatures of the Night. It's from Algonquin Young Readers, is the publisher, and it's by Samantha Mabry, grade level 9 and up.
That sounds really cool. And I love the cover too. That's hard to not
Creepy
love.
house with bushes all over it. Yes.
Great. It's perfect.
And someone standing on the roof. Don't jump. Sorry.
I know. It's the perfect house. All right. My next book is called Dead Girls Walking. This comes out March 26th. This is by Sami, Ellis, and the publisher is Amulet Books. It's for grade levels 9 and up. This is a YA horror slasher about, okay, brace yourselves, about a girl searching for her dead mother's body at the summer camp that was once her serial killer father's home. My God, that's so much trauma for this girl.
Ooh.
So Temple Baker knows that evil runs in her blood. Her father is the North Point Killer, an infamous serial killer known for how he marked each of his victims with a brand. Ugh. He was convicted for murdering 20 people and was the talk of countless true crime blogs for years. Some say he was possessed by a demon. Some say that they never found all of his victims. Some say that even though he's now behind bars, people are still dying in the woods. Despite everything, though, Temple never believed that her dad killed her mom. But when he confesses to that crime while on death row, she has no choice but to return to his old hunting grounds to try to see if she can find a body to prove it. Interesting. So it turns out the farm that was once her father's hunting grounds and her home has been turned into an overnight camp for queer, horror-obsessed girls. Well, where was this when I was growing up? Excuse me. So Temple poses as a camp counselor to go digging in the woods. While she's not used to hanging out with girls her own age and feels ambivalent at best about these true crime enthusiasts, she tries her best to fit in and keep her true identity hidden. But when a girl turns up dead in the woods, she fears that one of her father's fans might be mimicking his crimes. As Temple tries to uncover the truth and keep the campers safe, she comes to realize that there may be something stranger and more sinister at work, and her father may not have been the only monster in these woods. I'm kind of in. I'm not going to lie. This sounds really, really, really good. This is called Dead Girls Walking, and it's by Sami, Ellis.
It was creeping me out, and I was hugging my squishable plague doctor for comfort. My next book is The Hedgewitch of Foxhall. It's by Anna Bright. Comes out March 12th from Harper Teen. It's for grade levels 9 to 12. It's a gorgeous standalone fantasy romance. Magic is fading from Wales, choked off by King Offa's dike, the enemy earthworks that spans the entire border. Even the dragons have disappeared, and now an attack is imminent. Prince Taliesin would love to watch magic die. Prince David fears it and the throne. But when their father promises the crown to whichever son can destroy the dike and restore magic to Wales, the brothers are forced into an uneasy rivalry. Fionn works Hedgewitch magic for poor folk, not princes. Unlike the power-hungry Foxhall coven, she uses only what nature can spare. But when the coven's greed costs Fionn everything, she will need power beyond her wildest dreams to get back what she's lost. So when Prince Taliesin arrives, begrudgingly seeking a witch's aid, Fionn agrees to help him, even if it means walking from one end of Wales to the other with the most useless peacock she's ever clapped eyes on, even if it means striking a bargain with David behind Taliesin's back. The fate of Wales depends on their quest, and so might the fate of Fionn's heart. That's The Hedgewitch of Foxhall, and it's by Anna Bright.
It sounds like it could be a Disney movie because we have like the animal familiar that's totally useless.
I love peacocks.
I know you do. All right, so my next book is The Last Bloodcarver. So sorry, I'll pull it up on the... Oh, thank you, Carrie. You're awesome. So this is going to be a duology called The Last Bloodcarver, and it's by Vanessa Lee, and it comes out March 19th. It is going to be very cool. I love this cover. It's wildly awesome. Nika, is a blood carver, and that means they are a cold-hearted, ruthless being who can alter human biology with just a touch. How freaking cool is that? So in the industrial city of Thumos, Nika is seen not as a healer, but a monster that kills for pleasure. In the city's criminal underbelly, the rarest of monsters are traded for gold. When Nika is finally caught by the infamous butchers, she's forced to heal the last witness to a high-profile murder. As Nika delves into the investigation, all signs point to Ven Kochin, an alluring yet entitled physician's aide. Despite his relentless attempts to push her out of his opulent world, something inexplicable draws Nika to him. But when she discovers Kochin is not who he claims to be, Nika will be faced with a greater, more terrifying evil lurking in the city's center. Her only chance to survive lies in a terrible choice: become the dreaded monster that the city fears, or risk jeopardizing the future of her kind. Apparently, this is similar. This would be like if Cinder met divine rivals. And it's a medical magic system, apparently, which is very cool. And it has a lush Vietnamese inspired fantasy world, which is really cool and something you don't see a lot of, and I'm so pumped about it.
That's
so
awesome.
This is called The Bloodcarver. This is by Vanessa Lee, and this is for grade levels 7 through 9.
My next book is called Monster Crush, and it looks like it's a graphic novel because the front is cartoony. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's from Dark Horse Books, making me think it is a graphic novel. But it says, I don't see an illustrator's name. Monster Crush is by Erin, Ellie, Franey. It comes out March 12th. It's a whirlwind adventure exploring love, gender, and big emotions. It's the perfect read for anyone who's ever felt like an outsider. Since her parents split up, Ruby Reed has been having a tough time at Crestwood High. But everything changes the day Ella Mooney moves to town. Ella isn't like most teens. She's never been on a Ferris wheel, never had an ice cream cone, and sometimes she just happens to grow fangs and a tail. It happens. But it's not just Ruby who takes an interest in the new girl, and the pair find themselves on the run from a mysterious group that wants to capture Ella and her whole family. This is recommended for grade level 8 to 12. It sounds very exciting. It's Monster Crush by Erin, Ellie, Franey.
My next book is called One Last Breath. This comes out March 5th, and it's by Ginny Myers Sain. It is a supernatural thriller filled with romance and murder and a decades-long mystery that haunts a small town in Florida. So I'm very excited. Mount Orange, Florida, is famous for two things. We have cerulean freshwater springs, ideal for free divers who aren't afraid of lurking gators, and the gruesome cold case murder of best friends Bailey and Celeste 20 years ago. Bailey and Celeste murders cast a permanent darkness over sunny Mount Orange. True has always lived in that shadow. Now she's supposed to head the FSU in the fall with her boyfriend, but those unsolved murders and the death of her own sister invade her every thought. It's only in the shadowy deep of Hidden Glen Springs that she can breathe. When a strange girl named Rio rolls into town, hell-bent on figuring out who killed Bailey and Celeste, True cannot resist entangling herself in the thrill of solving the decades-old mystery any more than she can resist her familiar, aching attraction to Rio. As the summer heat ignites, so does the spark between True and Rio, along with their otherworldly connection to Bailey and Celeste. But when someone begins stalking them, the girls become convinced that the killer is back in town. And if they can keep digging into the past, True and Rio know this time it could be their blood that makes the springs run red. Mm-hmm. So this is called One Last Breath. This is by Ginny Myers Sain.
My next book is called The Other Lola. It is by Ripley Jones. The publisher is Wednesday Books. It comes out March 12th. It's the sequel to Ripley Jones's YA thriller called Missing Clarissa. The other Lola is about what happens when the people you love the most are the people you can trust the least.
Ooh.
In the months after Cam and Blair broke their small hometown's legendary missing girl story and catapulted to accidental fame, they vowed never to do it again. No more mysteries, no more podcasts, and no more sticking their heads where they don't belong. Until Maddie, a freshman at their high school, shows up on their doorstep begging Cam and Blair for help. Maddie's sister Lola disappeared mysteriously 5 years ago. No trace of her was ever found. Now she's back, but Maddie is convinced that the girl who returned is an imposter. I love stories like this. Nobody believes Maddie's wild story. Not Maddie's brother, not Maddie's mother, and not even Cam and Blair. But something is definitely wrong in that family. And Blair has her own reasons for wanting to know what really happened to Lola while she was gone. That's The Other Lola by Ripley Jones.
Oh man, that sounds fun. So my next book is The Poisons We Drink. If you are at all interested in any of the books that we're talking about, make sure to check out that QR code that's over on the right hand side of the screen, and check them out. So this one, The Poisons We Drink, is by Bethany Baptiste. I love the cover. I love that this is a dark book with bright pink. It's perfect. This comes out March 26th. This is about a country divided by humans and witchers. I don't think this is from the Witcher universe. I think this is a different kind of witcher. Our main protagonist is Venus Stoneheart, and she hustles as a brewer, making illegal love potions to support her family. And apparently it's a very dangerous business, a business. Brewing has painful, debilitating side effects, and getting caught means death or a prison sentence. But what Venus is most afraid of is the dark, sentient magic that's within herself. Then an enemy's iron bullet kills her mother. Venus's whole life implodes. Keeping her reckless little sister Janice safe is now her responsibility. When the powerful Grand Witcher, the ruthless head of her coven, offers Venus the chance to punish her mother's killer, she has to pay a steep price for revenge. So what's the cost? A poisonous potion to enslave DC's most influential politicians. As Venus crawls deeper into the corrupt underbelly of her city, the line between magic and power blurs, and it's hard to tell who to trust, and that includes herself. This is a YA debut about a world where love potions are weaponized against hate and prejudice, sisterhood is unbreakable, and self-love is life and death. Interesting. So this is The Potions We Drink. This is by Bethany Baptiste.
My next book is by Holly Black. Yay! It's The Prisoner's Throne, a novel of Elfhame. It's volume 2. It's The Stolen Heir. It comes out March 5 from Little Brown Books for young readers. It deals with an imprisoned prince and a vengeful queen and a battle that will determine the future of Elfhame. So Prince Oak is paying for his betrayal. Imprisoned in the icy north and bound to the will of a monstrous new queen, he must rely on charm and calculation to survive. With High King Cardan and High Queen Jude willing to use any means necessary to retrieve their stolen heir, Oak will have to decide whether to attempt regaining the trust of the girl he's always loved, or to remain loyal to Elfhame and hand over the means to end her reign, even if it means ending Ren too. There's a new war looming on the horizon and treachery lurking in every corner. Neither Oak's guile nor his wit will be enough to keep everyone that he loves alive. It's just a question of whom he will doom. Hey, that rhymed.
Whom they will doom.
That's The Prisoner's Throne, a novel of Elfhame by Holly Black. And I didn't read the first one, so I'm not super excited about the second. But I might be if I read the first one.
And there's a huge Holly Black audience out there. So I'm sure there's a ton of people who are like, yes, finally. So my next book has a stunning cover. It is the Revenant games. This is by Margie Fuston. It's a combination, or it has vibes similar to All of Us Villains and Kingdom of the Wicked. It's an action-packed fantasy following a teen determined to win the competition held by warring vampire and witch kingdoms. Well, I'm in. That sounds
I'm in.
great. I
I'm
love
buying
that.
it. Click,
Right.
shop. Here we go.
And it's just so cool. I love, so originally I thought that the cover had like a crown, but it's actually a city, which is cool. So it just, there's a lot of cool stuff. This is published by Margaret K. McElderberry Books, and it is for grade levels 9 through 12. Blood is survival for 17-year-old Bly, who lives in poverty-stricken human villages caught between enemy vampire and witch kingdoms. Most of the time, vampires and witches live in uneasy truce, buying human blood for their food/spells. But for 2 weeks a year, the ceasefire dissolves and they hold the Revenant Games, like the Purge, but or like Hunger Games. How evil! So any human can play in the games for either the witches or the vampires. What? Oh my god, the humans have to play? That's effed up.
That's not fair.
No. So alongside life-changing riches, the witches will raise one person from the dead for whoever captures the highest ranking vampire. In turn, the vampires offer immortality to whoever captures the most powerful witch. Wow, this is rough. Like, I don't see anybody winning. But okay, so for the humans, the games are a ticket out of poverty. So for Bly, it's a chance to get back her dead sister, Ellis, and save the life of her dying best friend, Emerson. So I'm assuming she's going to try to capture the highest ranking vampire. Together, she and Emerson forge a dangerous plan to play both sides and win both prizes. Okay. So we have resurrection for Ellis and immortality for Emerson. But when the vampire they capture stirs a passion in Bly that she hasn't felt in a long time, she'll have to make a choice. Her sister or the boy who's shown her there's more to life than just survival. I am in. I want this book. Like, I have this, I really love the Hunger Games, and this has a lot of that, plus witches and vampires. I'm all for this. So this is the Revenant Games. This is by Margie Fuston, and it's for ages or grade levels 9 through 12.
My next book has a fantastic title. It is The Stricken.
Ooh.
It's by Morgan Shamy. It comes out March 5 from Camcat Books as the publisher. So every day in Clara's world, a dark cloud descends upon her town. Does she live in Seattle like we do?
I know.
The storm comes like clockwork, erasing everyone's memories every day.
Oh.
Everyone except Clara. Okay, this is getting good. But after Clara's father mysteriously disappears, things change. The diviners, captive souls who feed off of memories, come for her. With the help of a mysterious figure, Clara escapes the diviners and flees to Colombe, a city in a parallel world, where she hopes to find refuge. I wish there was a parallel world I could escape to and find refuge from the storm.
Sorry.
There, Clara discovers that she is a noble with a capital N, one of the few people to have knowledge of both worlds, along with the ability to venture between the two. Forced to live the noble life, Clara goes to school with peers who want her dead. Meanwhile, a rare and dangerous power begins to stir inside her. The power of death. Oh my god, she gets all the cool stuff.
I know.
And it grows until she's not sure if she can control it. When the diviners break through the city's defense and students begin to turn up brain dead, Clara must find a way to harness her newfound power in order to stop the attacks before the city and her mind is wiped clean.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm half in and I'm half like, that's a lot going on to follow.
Yeah. It's like bordering on the Mary Sue character.
Wow. Well, if you would like to check out this book, The Stricken, we have a QR code on the screen. And for those of you listening on podcasts, when you get back, you can check out a link in our show notes and see what you think about The Stricken by Morgan Shamy.
And my next book is, I think, perfect for summertime. I know it's about to apparently snow over here again, but prepping for summer. At least you could put on your TBR for summer. This is called The Summer She Went Missing. This is by Chelsea Ichaso, and it comes out March 5th. Paige Redmond has always felt unlucky to spend her summers in Clearwater Ridge with lazy days sunning at the waterfalls and nights partying at the sprawling houses of the rich families who vacation there. Doesn't sound like a problem. Sounds fun. The Covingtons are one of these families, and beautiful, brilliant Audrey Covington is Paige's best friend. And last year, when Audrey's crush-worthy brother Dylan finally started to notice Paige, she was sure it was going to be the best summer ever. Best summer ever. Except Audrey didn't seem like herself that time.
Oh, no.
And then one night, Audrey doesn't come home. Though Audrey wasn't the first girl to disappear in Clearwater Ridge, she left behind more lies than clues. Now, one summer later, her case has gone cold, and nobody, least of all Paige, can make sense of what happened. When Paige stumbles across a secret hidden in Audrey's room, however, it changes everything she thought she knew about last summer. She and Dylan set out on their own investigation, discovering things even the police don't know about the people of Clearwater Ridge. But tracking down missing girls who might be beyond saving by now, means entering a world far darker than Paige has ever imagined. And if she isn't careful, she might become the next girl to vanish. This sounds interesting and perfect for any of you who are looking for a cool YA thriller. This is published by Sourcefire Books for grade levels 8 through 12. This is The Summer She Went Missing by Chelsea Ichaso.
My next book for YA, March 2024, is Under This Red Rock. It's by Mindy McGinnis. The publisher is Catherine Teagan Books. It's a mesmerizing YA psychological mystery following a teen girl who's grappling with the death of her brother as she starts a new job in the caverns of Ohio.
Oh boy.
Only to become the number one suspect in her co-worker's murder. So Neely's monsters don't always follow her rules. So when the little girl under her bed, the man in her closet, and the disembodied voice that shadows her every move become louder, she knows she's in trouble. Yeah, you think? Sorry. With a history of mental illness in her family and the suicide of her older brother heavy on her mind, Neely takes a job as a tour guide in the one place her monsters can't follow, the caverns. There, she meets Mila. Mila is everything that Neely isn't. Beautiful, strong, and confident. As the two become closer, Neely's innocent crush grows into something more. When a midnight staff party exposes Neely to drugs, she follows Mila's lead only to have her hallucinations escalate. That's why we don't do drugs, people. When Mila is found brutally murdered in the caverns, Neely has to admit that her memories of that night are vague at best. With her monsters out now in the open and her grip on reality slipping, Neely must figure out who killed Mila and face the possibility that it might have been her. This is for grade levels 9 to 12. You might want to supervise your 9th grader that's reading this book that has drugs in it. And it's by Mindy McGinnis, Under This Red Rock.
That is fair. I didn't think about that.
I didn't either.
My final book of today. And this might not be super dark, but I think it has some dark elements in it. It is What Monstrous Gods. It's by Rosamund Hodge, and it came out March 5th, today, for those of you watching this live stream. This apparently is loosely inspired by the classic Sleeping Beauty fairy tale. And it is from the best-selling author of Cruel Beauty. So interesting. This is perfect for fans of these violent delights and the Shadow Queen. Centuries ago, the heretic sorcerer Reuven raised a deadly briar around Renakia's palace. casting the royal family into an enchanted sleep and silencing the kingdom's gods. Okay,
Oh,
maybe
rude.
this is dark. Born with a miraculous gift, Leah's destiny is to kill Reuven and wake the royals. But when she succeeds, she finds her duty is not yet complete. For now, she must marry into the royal family and forge a pact with a god or die.
Oh, choice.
It depends on what the god is, I guess. So to make matters even worse, Reuven's spirit is haunting her. As discord grows between the old and new guards, the queen sends Leia and Prince Aran, her betrothed, on a pilgrimage to awaken the gods. But the old gods are more dangerous than Leia ever knew, and Reuven may offer her only hope of survival. Sorry. As the two work together, Leah learns that they're more alike than she had expected, and with tensions rising, Leah must choose between what she was raised to believe and what she knows is right, and between the prince she is bound to by duty and the boy she killed. Oh, okay, this sounds cute. So this is called What Monstrous Gods? This is by Rosamund Hodge.
My final book today is Where Sleeping Girls Lie. And I'm going to massacre the name of the author. It's Farida Abike Laimidi. I hope I said that okay. Where Sleeping Girls Lie comes out March 19 from Faywell and Friends publisher. It's for grade levels 10 to 12. It's a YA contemporary mystery where a girl who's new to boarding school discovers dark secrets and cover-ups after her roommate disappears. And I've seen a lot of disappearing roommate school books in the last 6 months. I don't know about you. Sadeh Hussein is starting her 3rd year of high school, this time at the prestigious Alfred Nobel Academy boarding school, after being homeschooled her entire life. Misfortune has been a constant companion all her life, but even Sadeh doesn't expect her new roommate, Elizabeth, to disappear after Sadeh's first night, or for people to think she had something to do with it. With rumors swirling around her, Sadeh catches the attention of the girls that are collectively known as the Unholy Trinity, and they bring her into their fold. Between learning more about them, especially Persephone, who Sadeh is inexplicably drawn to, and she's playing catch-up in class, and she already has so much on her plate. But when it seems people don't care enough about what happened to Elizabeth to really investigate, it's up to she and Elizabeth's best friend to solve it. And then a student is found dead. As they keep trying to figure out what's going on, Sadeh realizes there's more to Alfred Nobel Academy and its students than she thought. Secrets lurk around every corner and beneath every surface. Secrets that rival even her own. Wow. That's Where Sleeping Girls Lie by Farida Abike Laimide.
I was just thinking what it would take to name my child Persephone. Like, it would be kind of cool. Then they could be called Percy later, but I was like, why would you name your kid Persephone? It's such a long name. Anyway, so that is our list of darker YA books that are coming out in March of 2024. Thank you for tuning into this live stream if you have been listening live. And if you are tuning in later, again, make sure to check out our show notes. And Carrie, would you like to talk about your cute little Squishable again?
No, he's just waving goodbye.
He is cute. I love him. So again, if you are watching live, you can check out the QR codes that are on the right-hand side of the screen, and definitely check out those show notes. They do have affiliate links. Stay tuned every Wednesday and Friday for new episodes. We will be uploading them, and we will be discussing kids' books. There's adult fiction, nonfiction, comic books, etc. Thanks again for tuning in. We will see you in the next live stream